am I right? All right, let's jump right into it, man. First topic. I was thinking about this, so I'm just gonna ask the question: Are women alpha naturally, or does the society and necessity to be alpha kind of force them to go into that role? So, from my point of view, I don't think women are naturally like alpha, just in the sense of like their natural use, natural role. But my opinion can be changed. But I was just thinking through this at a high level. So, Furious Styles, will start with you.
No, I don't believe women are alpha by nature, but yes, I think our society now does dictate them to take a more substantial role at home,
Mhm.
um, with being nurturer and provider and protector.
Yeah.
I mean, and professionally trying to succeed and excel in that realm too. It really doesn't have a off switch for them to relax and turn into a submissive role if everything around them dictates that they can't throttle it down any.
Mm.
Hey, before we get going, can someone help me out? Like, I mean, I hear the alpha and beta talk all the time. What exactly is alpha? What does that mean? So I can understand.
So the alpha would be, I guess you can kind of describe it as like A personalities, right?
Mhm.
Lead, in charge, right? Make the
Mhm.
decisions. Um, you know, question, demand, command. Just in that leadership role.
All right.
Um, and beta doesn't necessarily mean negative, but for men it does often have a negative connotation because if they're in a relationship and they're beta, that would mean that they're not in charge of their household, they're not in control of their household, they're not making the decisions.
Gotcha.
If that's clear.
Yeah, no, I get that. I just wanted to make sure I understood.
Yeah, it's good to set the baseline. So that's a
Yeah.
good question. Q, what you think?
I think women are naturally alpha. I think that it's been seen in different leadership roles that men carry, that a lot of that success behind that tends to come from the woman. I think even within most households, the woman tends to lead and be the more dominant party in a lot of areas. Um, Now, do I think that it should be that way? No, but
Mm.
I think that that's just naturally what it is. I think a lot of women are natural born leaders.
Okay. Alex?
I think it just depends on the circumstance. Um, I personally, in my situation, and from what I've seen around me, women are the alpha figures. Um, when I think about men and women and who's leading, I always think as of men as the head, woman as the neck. That's how I always. Corey, you all right?
No, I'm just we
Okay,
get a lot of,
okay.
we're getting a lot of interesting views. At first, I was about to chime in, but it's not rebuttal time yet. So yeah, go
Okay,
ahead.
okay. Just
What
making
was
sure.
it?
Just making sure.
Mhm.
But yes, I think women are naturally the alphas.
Isha?
I'm gonna have to agree.
I need a drink. Oh.
I think I'm gonna have to say black
What are
women,
you talking about?
especially are alpha women, because we have no choice to be, and a lot of us have been raised to be these strong black women who make decisions.
All right.
Mhm.
Master Corey?
Well, obviously, I mean, historically speaking, men have always, from the beginning of time, as far as history as we know it, have been the alphas, and have been the leaders. And I don't think that's any different now. I think men are just naturally alphas, and women are betas. I mean, and history, proves that point.
Yeah, so I guess my question would be women have been alpha. What empire, what nation, right, has been led and started by women and developed by women? Like, what have women led? So I noticed someone said household. Was it Q?
Hmm.
Yeah, that's the house. So are you saying like the wife is in charge of like the cooking and the cleaning and make sure everything's copacetic house? Like
Mm-mm.
I need more information on that.
Nope. I think she takes on the role of directing how the kids are raised. I think she takes on the role of directing the finances. A lot of times, how her husband dresses, what time he needs to be home. A lot of just a lot of like dominance in a lot of areas. What directing him on what positions he should take at work. Um, you
Wow.
know how
Who are
to
these niggas?
apply for certain jobs and
Who are the men? Who are the
I
men you
think
speaking
that if you
of?
really are
Where are
talking
these men
about
at?
even nations indirectly, like I said, behind those men is the strength of that woman or the guidance of that woman. So indirectly, they are kind of building those things up. It's just they don't get the recognition because they're not the face of it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But if you aren't the face of it, wouldn't that mean that you aren't the alpha?
I don't think so.
Don't give me no crickets now.
No?
Uh,
I think we handle the. I think women, when we in respects to a household, I think we handle the day to day. I think decisions are not made um, without having the conversation. I feel like men are going to come to women to um, get a second opinion, reason things out, make sense of things. Ultimately, the man may say, "All right, this is what we're going to do." He may be the mouthpiece of it, but the ideas and what goes on and the actual task and the details of things, that's led by a woman.
Yeah, but I don't think that equals alpha though. I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that equals like
Consult.
yeah, you're like a consultant. Yeah, like you come up with the plans and the leader approves the plans. Like that's kind of how that works in most cases. I don't think that makes you an alpha.
Yeah.
So
Cause
I
it,
think of
mhm.
kind of like you all are the face of things. When I think about the president, right? The president is the face of the United States, but he does not ultimately make all the decisions. He is the mouthpiece of things. It's the team behind him that ultimately makes the decisions. And it's the same in a household when it comes to,
But he's the alpha.
um,
He's the
no,
alpha of the United States. So he's not.
he can't make moves without getting approval
But if we
from
had to
everybody behind
identify
him.
someone as the alpha for the USA, he would be the alpha.
Well, that isn't exactly accurate. The president does have executive order power, so he can make decisions.
He's got to consult with someone.
Not all the time. Not all the
He's got to
time.
consult with someone. He's got his advisors. It
I
doesn't
mean,
just come
the
off the
alpha.
dome and he said, well, except for Trump, but it doesn't just come off the dome and he just says, all right, this is what we're doing. No, he has a team and a league of people that he has to talk to,
that he
sort out the
consults
details.
that he consults with. So for instance, in this scenario, the president is all widely considered the leader of the free world and the commander in chief. So he could pick up the United States military and go wherever he want and do whatever he want without running it by anybody to make a decision on it. Now, it's fair practice and best practice to consult with his executive staff, the House, Congress. That's best practice. But if he really wanted to, executive power does reside with the president. Um, but as far as like men versus women in alpha roles, I think uh, the conversation may be a little convoluted because we're talking about things that are role specific, maybe gender specific. Um, yes, women do rule their household if there isn't a man there, and if there is a man there and the woman rules the household, then in that scenario, a woman may be an alpha. But generally speaking, if there is a two-person household, man and woman, I haven't known many instances where men haven't been the face or the lead of that household.
Aisha, what you think? I see you making faces.
Right.
I was married before, so I don't think that was accurate, but
Tell us more.
I think some men are beta because they're mama's boys. Not every man is an alpha male. So
I
So
agree. I agree.
it's hard to solve for outliers, but by and large, right? A lot of the things that we said were the woman consults, the woman is in charge of the house. A lot of that shit we don't care about, right? So fine, you want to help me pick up my clothes? Great, right? One less thing I got to do, and then you iron them for me. That's a plus, right? Matter of fact, like, thank you. Um, but see, here's the thing about being out in front, though, right? You might have a consult, but when it goes bad, the person out in front also has to take the heat, and that's also a part of being alpha, taking the fallout from whatever is happening to you and yours. So, East, you saying you think that your situation is you think that's happening a lot? Like, you think beta males are who's marrying and such?
I think so. I believe so. I think a lot of women in my family, we raise our daughters and we coddle our sons. And because we're coddling our sons, we're not making alpha males. And there's more alpha women out there.
Hmm. So, okay. So, question. So, if right, if men were